Hi, good evening, everyone. Welcome all to this session. So, today we are going to discuss IIFT 2022 General Awareness section, and we'll be discussing the questions that were asked and take the learnings from the examination for the upcoming exams, right? So, you'll be appearing for some of you must be appearing for CMAT, TISNET, etc. So, what are the type of questions that you can expect in this examinations? In these examinations, and as I said, that there are certain variants of questions, right? Whenever we had these practice classes, be it for IFT, be it for ZAT, we saw that there are certain varieties of questions. Some kind of questions asked in static awareness, some and questions asked in current affairs. So, what are those kind of questions that were asked? I will not only see the answers. See, the purpose is not to see the answer. See, answer you can see just by googling the answers, right? But to understand that what kind of questions do they ask in the MBA entrance examinations? Okay, and why? What sort of questions you can expect in examinations, upcoming examinations like CMAT, TISNET, etc. Okay, so we have this Telegram group BYJU'S MBA doubts, and you may join this group, and the faculty members are active here responding to your queries. Okay, so this is the first question. It says that this is the central sector scheme of Ministry of Panchayati Raj. It's a reformative steps towards establishment of clear ownership of property in rural inhabited areas by mapping of land parcels using drone technology and providing record of rights to village household owners with issuance of legal ownership cards to poverty owners, right? So it's a scheme launched by Ministry of Panchayati Raj, and its aim is to provide the correct mapping of land, right? So there are a lot of land disputes using drone method, right? The land is properly mapped. So what is this thing called, right? What is this scheme called? That was the question. Okay, so the options were Hriday scheme, Swamitva scheme, Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, Amrut. Okay, now one thing that is important, especially in TISNET, if I talk about TISNET, right? Government schemes are quite important. Okay? Government schemes, every time they will ask, not only in TISNET but other exams also, but TISNET especially has certain number of questions only based on government schemes, right? It will ask about different government schemes, and and these schemes nowadays they have full forms as well, right? So let us look at the answer to this. The answer is Swamitva scheme. Okay, now let's look at the let's look these schemes in detail. What do these schemes stand for, right? So Hriday scheme is Heritage City Development, okay, and Augmentation Yojana. Okay, so Hriday, Heritage City is Hriday, and DAY. Okay, then it is for heritage, like heritage areas, the ones which have rich heritage. So, like planning for those areas. Okay, then you have Swamitva. So that was the answer to this. So survey of villages mapping with improvised technology in village areas. Now sometimes they asked about the scheme, right? They might ask about full forms of schemes. Yeah, I remember in Disney 2021 last year there was a question on full form. It asked about one of the schemes, right? So it was launched in April 24, 2020. Okay, so this is the Panchayati Raj Day. You understand that there is a Panchayati Raj system in rural India, right? So that's why it was launched on that day. Okay, and it is for property validation solution for rural India. So using drones, the things can be verified. Okay, then Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana was launched in June 2015, right? It is to provide housing for all in urban areas. And then Amrut is Atal Mission for rejuvenation and urban transformation, right? So I said that these full forms are quite important, right? Amrut, Swamitva, right? Hriday. They might ask you, I mean, not these schemes, there are several other schemes also, right? So important from the perspective of examinations. Okay, so it was also launched in, actually it was not launched, it was renaming of Jawaharlal Nehru National Urban Renewal Mission. So earlier that was a scheme and that was renewed to this name. Okay. All right. So there's the next question was matching the logos. Okay, if you are writing my cat definitely ask a lot of questions like this. Okay, so let us match this. Okay, very few people would have known the answer to this. So I mean, even I did not know. So this is Southwest Airlines, right? So E is uh, 4. E is 4, right? So E is 4, and this was C was Egypt Air, right? C is 2 and E is 4. So I mean, while checking the answers, I look for, I just googled Southwest, I checked this Egypt Air just to confirm that. Okay, so that was the correct logo. So A is 5. So this is basically your Thai Airways. If some of you are international travelers, you must be knowing this. B is first. Okay, so that is Rayan Air. Okay, then C is second. So this is Egypt Air. This is your Turkish Airlines. And this is Southwest Airlines. Okay, so that was the answer to this question. Next question, it was an easy one because you must be reading about this Human Development Index many times. The rankings are also asked. And which of the following is not an indicator of Human Development Index? So there are three indicators: life expectancy, years of schooling, per capita income. National income is not the indicator. Okay, so HDI में count नहीं होता. Next question, which among the following is the country's cleanest city as per Swachh Sarvekshan 2021? While we were having some questionnaires, if you remember, we had one of the Menti quizzes. I don't know how many of you remember. We had discussed this thing that Indore is the cleanest city. Okay, so here's the list of top 10 cities. So Indore stood first, followed by Surat, Vijayawada, Navi Mumbai, Pune, Raipur, Bhopal, Vadodara, Visakhapatnam, and Ahmedabad. So these are the top 10 cities. So Indore, obviously, they won't ask you, like no one talks about others, but yes, just for information that these were the top 10 cities in Swachh Sarvekshan 2021. Which of the following agencies or bodies helps to solve the balance of payment problems of member countries? What is balance of payment? So what is balance of payment? Any idea what is balance of payment? So balance of payment is like the difference between your uh, the the deficit that you have, right? Like if you are like your production is less but your consumption is more. Okay, so that is resolved by IMF. Okay, so if let's say a country is exporting less, importing very high, and it's having a deficit in every sense, so IMF helps it maintaining the balance of payment. Okay. Next question. Now, this was a question that most of the people would have answered correctly, right? Because you must be knowing, see, one or two of the things we already discussed, like one of the questions in our quiz was who is Manika Batra, right? Sports which she is associated with, right? And the last day also we had one question, Ravi Kumar Dahiya played in which weight category, right? So these two Olympians you must be knowing, right? So obviously you know that Manika Batra is table tennis, A5, and Ravi Kumar Dahiya is wrestling, and Alexander Zverev you know tennis. ठीक है, तीन आपको पता ही होंगे. Everyone, I'm sure that most of you would be knowing these three people. Okay, so if you know these three, you would have answered it correctly, right? So A is fifth, okay, B is first, and C is fourth. So even if you got three correct, even if you got two of the three correct, you would have done it correctly, right? Acha, then Mohammad Nabi. So if you watch cricket, Mohammad Nabi is a Afghanistan cricketer. Okay. Now Caleb Remel Dresser, right? You might not be knowing him as a swimmer. Can anyone tell that what is special about this person? Right, he is a swimmer. Anything special about you? Cable Dressel. So he's an American swimmer. Maybe you did not know this. You might have answered using the match the following because you knew this. People must have known these three and might have answered, and maximum, like some people who watch cricket, might be knowing this. Right? Caleb Raymond Dressel is a swimmer. Right? He won 5 gold medals in 2020 Tokyo Olympics. Okay, he won 5 gold medals, so obviously the top athlete of the competition, right, including a world record as well. Okay, all right. Which continent has the highest number of countries in the world? So obviously you could have said कि नॉर्थ अमेरिका नहीं होगा, नॉर्थ अमेरिका में ज्यादा कंट्रीज नहीं है, राइट? यूरोप, एशिया और अफ्रीका. Do you know the numbers? Okay, so let me show you the numbers. The highest is in Africa. Okay, Asia has larger countries, although Asia has the largest area, but Asia has large countries like Russia, China, India. So these are among the top, you would say that among large countries in the world, right? So Asia does not have it. So Africa has the highest number of countries, 54. Asia has 48. Europe has 44. Okay, Europe has very small countries. Europe is a small continent area wise, but it has too many countries, 44 countries. Okay, then North America has 23. Australia has 14 countries. Shocking, isn't it? 14 countries, like small islands. You must be knowing Australia, New Zealand. There are a lot of other small islands. Okay, that are part of Australasia. Okay, so 14, and South America has the least. If the question had been which of the following continent has the least, it would have been even tricky to answer the question. Okay, so this is the number of countries. Just interesting facts. Which of the following is not within the scope of privatization of General Insurance Business Amendment Bill 2021? So something from current affairs. In 2021, the bill was passed regarding the privatization of General Insurance Corporation, GIC. Okay, and it has 4 subsidiaries. Okay, now this, you could have answered it logically. Okay, now it has 4 subsidiaries. One is National Insurance Company, another is New India Assurance Company, one is Oriental Insurance Company, the 4th one is United Insurance Company. Okay, so these 4 are subsidiaries of GIC. It was talk about the privatization of these, right? So LIC is the answer. LIC is not a part of GIC. Okay, all right. Let's see the next question. Which of the following ministries of government has developed the Sacred Portal? So you know what is the Sacred Portal? So Sacred Portal is basically for senior citizens, right? It is senior able citizens for re-employment in dignity. Okay, so it is launched by Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, right? So this is basically for this is a portal wherein like jobs for senior citizens, let's say the senior citizens who have retired from their workplace, right? And they are willing to work, they are able. That's why the word able as well. Let us say someone is like in 60s, right? The person is capable to work, and so if there are some organizations, let's say an organization needs some senior person for, let's say, for teaching, or it could be for any other thing, right? It could be some consultancy, right? Based on their skill set, right? So this is a portal wherein senior citizens can apply for jobs and employers can provide jobs to senior citizens, right? So launched by Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment. Okay. Which one of the following countries hosted the 13th BRICS summit in 2021? Okay, so this was conducted by India in September 2021. Shehroz Karsef, who became the youngest person to reach the summit of K2 in 2021, belongs to which country? So this was a question. The answer is Pakistan. So he's a 19-year-old person, right? He even conquered Mount Everest also, and he climbed to K2 also. Okay, so he became the youngest person to climb K2. Which country was officially admitted as the ninth full member of Shanghai Cooperation Organization (SCO) in 2021? So SCO had before that SCO had 8 members. Now it has 9. So the country that was inducted was Iran. Okay, so this is the list of member countries. Right, so China, Kazakhstan, Kyrgyzstan, Russia, and Tajikistan. These were 5 initial countries. Okay, then Uzbekistan joined it in 2001. India and Pakistan joined in 2017, and Iran became the ninth member in 2021. So yes, it was an important question from current affairs and was asked in the examination. Okay, so the answer was Iran. Who was sworn in as the 71st US Secretary of the State on January 26, 2021. Now there are some current affairs which are slightly obsolete, right? Some of the questions. So this was one such question, like January information they are asking in December, right? So the answer is Anthony J. Blinken. So you do get one or two questions which are not so recent. Okay, so something from geography, and I've seen this question in some other papers as well. Which of the following straits connects the Atlantic Ocean with the Mediterranean Sea? Okay, so it is the Strait of Gibraltar. Strait of Gibraltar between north of Africa and Europe, right? So the country here is Morocco and Spain. Okay, so this is this strait which connects. Here you have Atlantic Ocean on the west, and on the east you have Mediterranean Sea. So it connects these two water bodies. Okay, so very common, like if you have done good in geography, if you're like you remember all those things, so you could have answered this question. Okay, Indian Institute of Heritage has been proposed to be set up in 2021 in which city by the Ministry of Culture, Government of India. I think we discussed this also not recently but sometime back in one of the Menti quizzes. The right answer is Noida, Indian Institute of Heritage in Noida. Who directed the famous Italian comedy drama movie Life is Beautiful? Okay, so now a very random question. Now, not also a recent movie, it was I think in 1997, so very old movie, right? So, Roberto Benigni. Okay. Is a car named after free roaming horse breed of the American West that is also referred to as wild horses. Now, one thing which I have noticed in the recent times is I don't know their obsession with cars. Like last year also they asked a question that which car means shark. Okay, that was Marazzo. Okay, so I'll tell you the names of. I mean, the right answer is Mustang. I'll give you the names also. I researched on it. Right, what do these cars mean? So Impala means antelope. Okay, stingray is a kind of aquatic animal. A Mustang is American horse, and Barracuda is a kind of fish. Okay, so these are the like Mustang is a Ford, right? I'm sure you must be knowing about the makers of the car, but you might not be knowing the meanings. Okay, so I just saw that what do others mean. So I don't know why. Last year also there were questions asked on car. This year also a question on car. So next time when you prepare for some examination, let's just go through the names of cars and their meanings as well. Interesting questions. Okay. Which force has commissioned its first two women officers in combat for the first time in India? Which of these forces commissioned two women officers for the first time, right? So it was for the first time that two women officers were posted, I mean, they were commissioned at the same time. Okay. CISF, CRPF, ITBP, BSF. So the answer is ITBP. And so there were two women, Prakriti and Diksha were their names. Okay. Which country announced the Information Technology Intermediary Guidelines and Digital Media Ethics Code Rules 2021? So it were announced by India. Okay, so some codes related to information technology. Okay, some social media influencers, something like that. Some rules were given for those. Okay, what they should do, what they should not do, etc., etc. If you want to go through them, you can go through them. What is the name given to India's first ever satellite and nuclear missile tracking ship? The right answer is INS Dhruv. So, like if we talk about defense, right, you do get questions from defense. ठीक है, कौन सी exercise की, कौन सा ship लाया, कौन सा हुआ, ठीक है. So there are certain things. Let us defense से आता है, science से आता है. These are some things from which you generally get questions in the paper. Okay. All right. So these were the questions, right? So the questions that were asked in the examination. So let us discuss some things from which you generally get questions, right? So that in the upcoming examinations, let's say you are going to write TISNET and CMAT. So what are the type of questions, what are the topics that you must focus on, right? So if we talk about like recent appointments, okay, government schemes, okay, then you have defense, then you have science and tech. Okay, then apart from that, some national and international events. Okay, sports, you get questions from sports, you get questions from awards. So these are some of the things that you generally get questions from in current affairs, right? So those are the things that you must be prepared with. Okay, and others also some achievements, right? Let's say that youngest person to climb K2, if someone created some records, right? So that you can call it a subsidiary of awards only, records slash achievements. Okay, so these are some things that you should be prepared with. Okay, so in the upcoming examinations, like CMAT and TISNET are GK heavy examinations, then you should be prepared well. Okay, so we should have some sessions for those as well, how to like what are the different kind of topics that you should be preparing. We will hold some quizzes also. You enjoy taking up those quizzes, so we'll shortly come up with some series wherein we'll have mentee quizzes for those examinations. Okay. All right, so the ones who have done good in CAT, right, so they can enroll with us for our VAT PI programs. Okay. And the ones who have lost hope this year, or or the ones who you're going to write the examination next year, and can enroll in our courses, right, CAT 2022, and herein you can enroll for the classes and prepare with our mentors. So I hope you liked the session today, right? You got the answers, not only the answers, but also understood that what kind of questions you need to prepare for. Okay, so okay, answers you could have seen on the day of response sheet itself, Google kar liya, aa gaya. But it is more important to understand, right? GK is very vast. Right? It covers different themes, right? So what are the type of questions that generally asked, right? And going forward, you will be writing CMAT, TISNET. So what are some of the topics from which you can expect questions which are important with this when it comes to examination. So that was the main purpose of this session, discussing those areas, key areas that you must focus on. Okay. So do follow us on our social media platforms, and as I said that join our Telegram channel, BYJU'S MBA doubts. So if you have any doubts related to MBA preparation, you can uh, share with us over there. And not only that, we have our faculty members interacting with you people. Okay, periodically they come online. They have live sessions wherein they take up your doubts, right, in the form of live calls, and those doubts are resolved by them instantly over there. Okay. All right. So thanks for watching this video, and have a great night ahead. Goodbye and take care of yourself.